everyone, welcome to Zayna Break Stuff. I'm Zayna, and on my channel we break into, break out, break down, and just straight up break stuff. So if there's a topic you'd like me to break, let me know in the comments, and please remember to like and subscribe so you can watch my videos every single week. So as a lot of you probably know, Avatar: The Last Airbender has been on YouTube, but not YouTube, on Netflix since the beginning of June. And like the many other people of the world, I have been binge watching this show. This morning, me and my friend actually just finished it, and now I'm suffering from an Avatar withdrawal for the 1500th time in my life. So to fill that void, I thought that I would suggest a few shows that I've seen that don't really fill the void, but are almost close enough to doing it that they satisfy the criteria for this list. So the first show that I would recommend is Avatar: The Legend of Korra. As you all know, Avatar had a follow-up series a few years later called The Legend of Korra about Avatar Korra, who, unlike Aang, who got to explore the world and learn all these different things, is sequestered in a compound until she's around 16 to 18 years old. She leaves to go to Republic City, where the entire series takes place. There she meets Tenzin, Aang's son, and continues training as the Avatar by learning airbending. And then eventually learning more about the spirit world, and there's a lot of stuff. I can't really spoil it. It features the same world with a couple of changes. It's a little more modern now. The last Avatar has died. R.I.P. Aang. And the new Avatar, Avatar Korra, is a spunky, stubborn female that tries to do whatever she wants and is normally stopped because, you know, she's a woman. And also she's a child. But anyway, so this is the first one on the list because obviously it's in the same world. You get cameos from old characters, Katara, Zuko, Iroh, no spoiler. All the characters that you love grown up, you get to see their kids, their lives, the world that they created together after Zuko and Aang said, oh, we're gonna create a better world together because the Fire Nation has messed everything up. As you all know, in the first series, Avatar: The Last Airbender, there was no technology, there weren't cars, planes, whatever. I think the closest thing they got to modern history was a hot air balloon. Writers brought in a new aspect to the show and kind of showed what it would be like if the world of Avatar had their own industrial revolution. They bring in cars, they bring in movies, or movers as they're called in the show, and they bring in a lot of other elements that we see today in our modern world. Another reason I think the show is a good follow-up is because I'm a sucker for seeing the characters that I loved as kids and seeing how they turned out as parents. When we watched them as kids, we thought that they would be like the greatest parents and that they'd be so worldly. They all obviously made mistakes with their kids based on their own lives, and I thought that it was very interesting that the writers took that perspective on it rather than making all their kids perfect and friends and everything like that. I also like the very different approach they took this time to the Avatar. They made her a female, they made her a little older, a member of the waterbending tribe. I thought it was interesting how they took the idea of Aang exploring the entire world and then having the entire series to take place over the course of a year. Whereas this show takes place over the course of many years, and Korra essentially is in one place the entire time. So while both of them are learning a lot about the world that they're in now, they kept Korra in one place and really explored that specific part of the world because we had already been around all of the other nations in the previous show. Another reason I think the show is a good follow-up is because they did a really good job freshening up the concept. Obviously, I would have loved to see more of the original show and the original world, but you know, it is a new series, it is a new Avatar, and I think it's important to keep Aang's story Aang's in its own world and put Korra in a whole new world so that you could not necessarily avoid constant comparisons, because obviously that's gonna happen with the show, but to give it a chance to kind of thrive on its own. So the next show that I think is a great follow-up for filling the void of Avatar: The Last Airbender, much as you can fill the void, is The Dragon Prince. The Dragon Prince is about two princes from the kingdom of Catullus, Callum and Ezra, who are trying to return the egg of the Dragon Prince to its mother back in Zadia. The show is written by one of the same writers that's on Avatar, and it's another story of two worlds at war. In this case, it's Zadia and the world of the humans. And similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's only one thing that can save both worlds, and that is the Dragon Prince, who the series is named after. It's another world of fantastical secrets, of lies. There's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that you don't find out about until later in the series. While Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra have the idea of benders, in this show, there's the idea of different races. So you've got the Moon Shadow Elves, you've got the Earth Elves, you've got the Sky Elves, you've got the Sun Elves, you've got the Star Elves. There's a lot of different kind of elves involved, but they're each based off different countries, similar to how Avatar is influenced mostly by East Asian cultures, and they each have their own elements involved in their own unique powers because they're all magical creatures. And in addition to being elves, there's a whole bunch of other races that exist in Zadia because the whole idea of this show is that it's the non-magic people versus the magic people. which is again similar to what happens in Legend of Korra, where it's the benders versus the non-benders. The final show on this list is Shira. I think it's the show that's the most similar to Avatar without being by the same writers because of all the elements of the show. So this show takes place in a world called Etheria. It's about Shira, who's actually named Adora. Kind of like Aang's got like, he's the Avatar and he's Aang, and when he's in the Avatar state, he turns into like a big, crazy, wild, like, I have all the power type creature slash person slash Avatar. In this case, Korra, not Korra, wrong show. In this case, Adora turns into Shira because of a bunch of things that I can't tell you because it'll be a spoiler, but they are all similar to Avatar. The reason that I think the show is so similar to Avatar is because it has the two worlds at war. They've got Etheria versus the Horde, who are the evil army that are trying to take over Etheria so that they can control the entire planet. Again, there's the idea of elemental bending, except in this case, it's princesses with magic. There's the water princess, there's the fire princess. Is there a fire princess? No, there's no fire princess. There's the plant princess, there's the wind princess, there's a net princess, and there's a teleporting princess, and there's just a lot of princesses with a lot of different powers. It's really good though. In the case of Avatar the Airbender, it's the Avatar leading all the people against the Fire Nation, whereas in Shira, it's Shira leading all the Etherians against the Horde. Another reason that I think that these shows are so similar is that they had such good character development. There are so many characters, and again, I can't spoil it, but there are so many characters that grow and that have such a good character arc in Shira that maybe at the beginning of the show you were like, I didn't expect that, like I hate those characters. And then later you're like, ooh, that's my favorite character. But anyway, it's got great development, and I think that the writers did a really good job. Noelle Stevenson, shout out to you, did a really good job of not only taking this concept of two worlds at war and bringing it into the modern world. There's a lot of LGBTQ references, which I think are really important now, especially in animation. There's a lot of great character development, especially with the main characters. Adora becomes someone who works on the enemy side to becoming a hero and has a lot of personal growth in between that I can't really talk about. Similar to Aang, she learns to do things in a way that she believes she should do them rather than the way that other people believe that she should do them. So it's a really great story, and I highly recommend Shira as well. So that's my list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments if there's any questions you'd like me to answer, or if there's anything else you'd like me to break down about either Avatar The Legend of Korra, Avatar The Last Airbender, Dragon Prince, or Shira, or any other show. I watch a lot of TV, so if you want to hear more about TV, let me know. And see you next week. Thanks for watching.